Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to one and to all. Welcome to those from Facebook and also YouTube and IG. Again, welcome everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy December. And happy NFL Sunday. Trusting all are safe and well, and extending a virtual rose and love from a distance. Today is a brand new day, and as the good book says, and we all should know this by now, this is the day our Creator has made. Let us give thanks and be glad in it. And for those that may feel as though they are in, I know, Carl, that's my little private joke, that may feel a little down or hit with the many storms that life can bring, you may want to refer to Mark 4, verse 39, which is, "Then he rose and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm." So, for those again who may be going through personal storms, issues, obstacles, remain anchored in faith and believe it is just for a moment. So, with that, welcome to my Sunday picks and predictions. Thank you, Laven Kisses, Andrea Smith, and The Word, who are my first members. Callie King, thank you for stopping in. And of course, Carl Belton. And Carl, again, that's a private joke I have with a couple of friends of mine. No worries. You'll figure it out soon enough. Hey there, Facebook. Thank you for the thumbs up. So, we are in week 13 already. And those that come in or catch the replay, because I'm going to be checking for later on this evening, put your predictions in the comment section, which is right above, and it should be on the right-hand side. So the early games, we have, oh goodness, Pittsburgh and Atlanta. Pittsburgh is coming in at 4-7, while Atlanta, oh my, they did, as Ronald Jones said, come in with 5 wins. So they are at 5-7. But I'm going to go, and I hope I do better this week with my predictions, with Pittsburgh on this one. And Carl, if you're still in here, put in, when you can, your selection for that game. And again, I'm doing Pittsburgh. And those that come in, make sure you tap that like. So again, Pittsburgh over Atlanta. Trying to put it in. Give me 1 second, Carl, so I can respond. So Pittsburgh over Atlanta. Carl says Steelers. I'm going through a personal storm myself. My local live plumbing union laying folks off and work is slow. I completely understand, and I've heard that from so many people. I send my prayers out to you that something opens up soon and you'll be back restored whole. And that is a prayer that a lot of people they leave out. They'll pray for things, but it's a certain way that I feel is more effective. And that is not just for you to get out of the storm, but be made whole, back to where you were, but better. So that is my prayer out for you. And don't be discouraged. Find something that will keep your spirits up and keep looking. You never know. It only takes that one person or that one chance meeting for your entire life to change. Casino for Life is in the building. Welcome. And Casino, you are Team Sagittarius as well. As I said, my birthday was last Tuesday. And we had Judge Joe Brown on. So that was a wonderful, wonderful birthday. But happy early birthday to Casino for Life. Yes, the black hole is in the house. I'll get to you in a moment, which I think we'll have you up next. Green Bay versus Chicago. Oh, Sagittarius, Team Sagittarius is in the house. Happy belated birthday, Kelly King. You are very welcome. Let me drop this really quick, just in case, because I'm going to be talking a little bit of mess later. But again, happy birthday or belated birthday to Kelly King. Happy birthday, belated birthday to me. It was last Tuesday, and I'm not sure when your birthday is, Casino. Magnificent. I remember that. But happy early birthday wishes to you. And Thug Life Manning. Happy birthday to him, which was yesterday. See, my memory is getting better in my older age. But next up, and thank you, Carl. You selected the Steelers as well. Yeah, hopefully the Dusty Falcons won't upset me. Yes, Casino, I remembered that. Casino the Magnificent. That's what I'm going to call you every now and again. We have the Green Bay Packers. Lord have mercy, against the Chicago Bears. Casino, is Chicago your team? Because Green Bay, I don't know what's going on with them and Aaron Rodgers, but they have been stinking it up. Atlanta. Oh, you chose Atlanta over Pittsburgh? Okay, we will see what happens to that. Oh, Casino, the Magnificent. Okay, let me modify that, ladies and gentlemen. It's Casino, the Magnificent. And Keith Jackson is in the house. Happy Sunday, happy December to you as well. Again, my selection was Pittsburgh over Atlanta. And now we are at Aaron Rodgers, who just to me cannot seem to get himself together with a subpar 4-8, who will meet up with the Bears, who actually, I think I'm going to choose them this week. Yes, Carl, I agree. The Bears and Green Bay stink. Yes, Carcino, they do. I mean, uh, the Magnificent, they do stink. However, they whipped our butts. Had they not, we would have been sitting more pretty than we are now. But my selection for that, even though I don't like them, I'm taking the Bears. So I put that in there so I can reference it so nobody can come back and say, you didn't say that. Next up, we have the 4-7 Jacksonville Jaguars and the 4-7 Detroit Lions, who out of nowhere started off at 1 and they managed to put up 4 wins. So I am going to go with the Lions over Jacksonville. Yes, Keith, the Lions over Jacksonville. Callie King says Green Bay. Oh my goodness. Absolutely, Carl Belton. Next up, the 7-4 New York Jets and the 9-2 Vikings. The Vikings have been a little bit shaky, but I believe they'll pull this one out. So my selection will be the Vikings. Keith Jackson, Jacksonville on my card. Okay. I have the Vikings. Oh, Carl Belton went with the Jets. Okay, Carl. That should be interesting, but okay. We'll see what happens. All right. Keith Jackson also chose the Vikings. Awesome. Now, this is the game. The game of today. Let me clear my throat on this one. The 7-5 Commanders and the 7-4 Giants. I can't stand either one of those teams, but sorry, Blackbird, wherever you are, I'm going for the Commanders on this game. Are they playing here, Carl? Yes, it is, Carcino. Extremely tight. This is going to be a good game, though. It's number one, it's a division game. So Washington really needs to knock the stuffing out of the Giants. Yes, Commanders. Carl, you don't want the Commanders to win? Or you just want, or you think that the Giants will pull it out? You know, we need the Commanders to win that. And he says, I didn't pick that game. Okay. But Carl says Giants. Absolutely, Keith Jackson. And absolutely, Carcino the Magnificent. This is going to be a good week. Next up, the 7-4 Titans and the 10-1 Eagles. I could pretty much say the Eagles with my eyes closed. Tennessee has a little bit of hope, but unfortunately, I think Eagles has this all the way. The Dirty Birdies. Sorry, Titans fans, but the momentum is just there, in my opinion. Oh no, Blackbird is in the house. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Y'all are going down today, Blackbird. So I have a song for you too when that happens. So stand by. Giants legacy game. Saquon Barkley is going to do nothing. So hush yourself, Blackbird. And Keith Jackson says, expect a big game from Antonio Brown. Absolutely. Carl Belton is going against the grain and selected Tennessee over the Eagles. Okay. I definitely will be checking these out. And if you do Blackbird, you will be blocked. Actually, you will be banned. This is going to be a tough one. DMV, you better stand up today. Baltimore Ravens, who are 7-4, which they really should have won that game last week, but you can't go backwards. 7-4, and they meet the Denver Broncos, who are at 3-8. But for some strange reason, I think Denver is going to beat the Ravens. I don't want them to, but I just have a feeling that they are. Keith Jackson says, I will find you, Carl, and laugh at you later. Oh, Lord, Blackbird Ignite is... You have morphed into the orange Ronald Jones. New York Football Giants, baby. Whatever, Blackbird. Just don't disappear as you did a couple of weeks ago. We had to put a bolo alert out on you. Callie King says the Ravens. I do truly want the Ravens to win, but I don't know. Denver, for some reason, is sticking in my head. I could be wrong, but we shall see. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans. That, to me, is a no-brainer. The Browns. Keith is just out of it. And, oh, I bet you did. You had to take a sabbatical, Blackbird. Blackbird packed his bags up. He left. I felt like Rolls Royce. You abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. I looked for you. I tried to send out smoke signals, even by carrier pigeon. You just left. You were gone for a week. But you came back home. That's the important thing. Daddy's home. So welcome back, Blackbird. You know we dogged you, right? Again, my selection is Cleveland over Houston. Next up, afternoon games. Seattle Seahawks, 6-5, and the LA Rams. Seahawks, y'all are kind of iffy, but I'm going to go with you all anyway. So my selection will be Seattle. What did Blackbird say? I knew you were watching from the bushes. I watched the replay and I seen Thug Life took up for me. That's only because they won. That is the only reason. Trust me, if they came up with nothing, we wouldn't have. Absolutely, Carl Belton. Seahawks. Kelly King, also Seahawks. Okay. I think we have a general consensus here, at least thus far, that Seattle will reign victorious. And we have another good game with the Miami Dolphins, who are now 8-3, as they face San Fran, who are at 7-4. That's kind of tough, gentlemen. And if any ladies are out there, that's really tough. But I'm going to select Miami on this one. Yes, I'm going to select Miami. Seahawks are playing the LA Rams, who are at 3-8. Blackbird, if you didn't hear me, they're playing the Rams. Blackbird says 49ers. Okay. Keith also has Miami, as well as Carl Belton. Cool. Next up, now I'm going on a limb on this one. I'm going to go against the grain. We have the 9-2 Kansas City Chiefs and the Bengals. I'm going with the Bengals on this one, guys, and if any ladies are out there. Yes, we on lock is in the building. Giants over the Commanders. No, Blackbird. Yes, we on Lock Nation. The Cowboys. You didn't give me a chance to get to them yet, but it's okay. I know you're excited, as am I. And that's going to be later tonight. So, again, I'm out on a limb selecting the Bengals over the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, I have another one that selected the Bengals. Okay, Blackbird, I knew I liked you for some reason. Chiefs, okay. Carl Belton has selected the Bengals as well. I don't know what it is, Carl. I don't know. Just my gut tells me the Bengals may pull out an upset. Could be wrong, but we shall see. Commanders straight up. That would be lovely. We unlock so we can keep a little birdie that's in here as we speak quiet again for a while. How are you? Happy Sunday. And again, happy December. Bengals with the points. And Blackbird also says, I like the Bengals to win at home. So again, that's my upset prediction. Hopefully I'm right this time. Next up, we have the LA Chargers sitting at 6-5, who will meet the Raiders 4-7. Raiders haven't been looking that great, but I'm going to put my faith in them today. Christmas Eve, we are going to have a bet. I have a couple of bets already. They're not monetary, but they're interesting and will be fun. So, okay, everybody is selecting the Raiders. Awesome. Ooh, Carl Belton is going against the grain. We selected the Chargers. Okay. Blackbird says Raiders have won 2 straight. Nope, I don't do monetary bets. Those that do, there's no judgment here. Do what you do to make yourselves happy, because at the end of the day, you are in control of your own happiness, not anyone else's thoughts or opinions. Oh, okay, so we had a Raider for life in here. And you already ordered your Giants jersey. See, I was about to say something really foul, but I'm going to let you enjoy that right now, because come, let's see, around let's see, 1, 2, 3, about 3:30, I have a feeling that someone in this chat with a blue stick is going to go missing. And I'm not mentioning any names right now, but, oh, no, I have to wear jerseys from other teams if the Cowboys do not make it to the playoffs, which is at this time virtually impossible. But I have predicted emphatically that not only will they clinch a playoff berth, they will also go to the Super Bowl and finally hoist the coveted Lombardi Trophy. So I have a couple of people that are going to try to make me wear certain jerseys. So that's the bet. We'll see how that goes. No, it's nothing but positive energy over here. And last but certainly not least, I know, Keith, I don't even know why I agreed to that, but I did, and it's on record. So I cannot go back and rescind nor retract, nor will I. I said it. So if it comes to that, I have to take it. But for what everyone is here for, and before I end this, let me properly recognize my sponsors. This broadcast is sponsored by Judge Joe Brown's Barbecue Sauce. Judge Joe Brown's Barbecue Sauce is for all your barbecue needs. Delicious on barbecue, vegetables, and greens. Again, Judge Joe Brown's Barbecue Sauce. Get yours today at jjbbbq.com. Again, jjbbbq.com. Next up, all things Papa Duck merchandise. And if you have seen and heard him on my platform, which has been twice this year, his famous quote is, "In order to be found, you must first be lost." And other items. And the links are in the description in this video. So again, make sure you check those out. Let me check these really quick. Absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful man, who is, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, and this is also in my description, he is running for the mayor of Memphis, Tennessee. So that link is in the description. Yes. And I have some other goodies planned. So make sure, if you haven't already, and if and when you're able, get your memberships that begin at 99 cents. Because the next interviews coming up, and not all of them, but some of them will be members only. So that's a very good perk for you all. But this is what I'm really here for. And it will be prime time tonight. And let me introduce them properly. And after that, I will be doing my monetization membership shindig that will end with December trivia. But without further ado, hit it, Parliament. Indianapolis Colts will square off against America's team amid the controversy with this photo that has resurfaced with Jerry Jones. I spoke on that briefly, and I am done with it. Because if you go back, as a matter of fact, no, I'm not done with it. Let me get back onto that really quickly. If you all were to go back and look at the Commanders, formerly known as the Washington football team, formerly known as the Washington Redskins, if you look back at their history, the owner, who is now Daniel Snyder, and do your own little investigation, they're not too much better as far as the treatment of some of the players. And Doug Williams, who did bring that team to a Super Bowl, he is still, if I'm not mistaken, collecting dust in the front office. So if you want to be fair and call things down the line, and no, I am not taking up for Jerry Jones at all. Let's call a spade a spade. When you're going back, pulling up pictures to perhaps cause a distraction, Washington has definitely sat on their hands. And now we have House committee investigations going on with some of the what has been deemed to be hostile work environment. And again, if you look at the treatment, in my opinion, of some of the players, including the quarterbacks, need I say more? But, oh, we unlocked. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat. Because I was ready to go on a rage. But a nice rage, because I am really irritated where people will take a story and they will hone in on it, but they don't look at other teams. Should there be more diversity in professional sports? Absolutely. But don't sit there and make it seem as though there's only one owner in the entire National Football League that has practiced or has not employed others from a different hue, if you will. Again, we unlock, thank you so much. But as I said, you don't have to listen to me. I'm here in Washington, D.C. Okay? I went to that freezing cold Super Bowl parade in Washington, D.C. That was the day of an era of the Hogs and the Fun Bunch. For those that are in my age group and remember those times, there are a lot of people that got the short end of the stick. And remember, this was in the era of Daniel Snyder. Now, Jack Kent Cook, to me, was not a bad person. And they did a lot of charity work, but I'm speaking on the complexion and team dynamics as it relates to front office personnel, coaches, and I'm not speaking on head coaches exclusively. I'm speaking about your offensive coaches, your defensive coaches, and those on special teams, not to mention the quarterback controversy. Jason Campbell, absolutely Blackbird. So Blackbird also is mentioned. Players like RG3, Donovan McNabb, Albert Haynesworth. Absolutely. Albert Haynesworth was a name that came and left almost like the tsunami. Absolutely, Carl Belton. 1987, 1988, Redskins Super Bowl season. And I remember that because I graduated high school in 1986. And I was driving, I was a little woman at that time. I moved out after high school, no joke. I had taken the civil service test, and these are for people that are over 40 or 45. You all know about that test. And I had my first good government job because you know parents back in the day always said to make sure you get that good government job, you'll always be secure. Well, let me tell you, that's not always true. That's for a different time. And we have Blackbird McKnight. Blackbird, I'm actually beginning to like you a little bit more. When you don't speak about the Giants, you and I could be really good friends online. So those that are in the bushes, please don't take that anywhere. It doesn't need to go. I play and joke because this has been a whirlwind of a year, actually the past few years. And football season for me, this is for me, is what I enjoy as well as my cooking and interacting with positive people. And this is where you actually get to see me raw, no filter, just me being me and enjoying it. Blackbird, oh my goodness, we unlock with another donation. Thank you. And to those that donate, those that come here on trivia night, I don't do it all the time, but some of the times I will do random cash apps. They are nominal, but just a token of thanks for those that come by and want to enjoy a wind down, if you will, of the past week, the remnants of maybe a rough time. Because again, as I said, honestly, I cannot stand November nor December because I miss my mother tremendously. Thanksgiving was blah. I enjoyed the games. My birthday, even with that excellent dialogue and conversation with the Honorable Judge Joe Brown. He is such a sweet person. He's no nonsense, but extremely personable. And the first couple of times I was extremely nervous, but this last one, I felt so very comfortable. He was even laughing, and those that were there saw that as well, how he made the entire audience laugh with his stories, just infinite wisdom. And that is the beauty of our elders. And he's actually trying to do something to effectuate change in our neighborhoods. And not only that, trying to implore both men and women to man up and woman up on our behaviors. So again, I'm not going to go on that tangent, but again, he is a wealth of information on many subjects. Some, as many heard, he doesn't even play into that because people are going to do what they do, and unfortunately there are motivations, and as I said, and in my opinions, certain motivations, if you will. I call them puppet strings that are attached to an exponential amount of financial backing, where people will do things that may seem a little bit unorthodox, but morals sometimes will go out the door when it comes to money and endorsements. And Clinton Portis. Oh, wow, Blackbird. That's awesome. He was actually a very, very personable player, at least during his interviews. Carl Belton says, now wait a minute, Carl Belton. Now see, this is me going too fast. Had I known you said that, I would not have posted that. Carl says, oh my God, Carl, do you know you just made me feel like a fossil? You said you were 11 years old in 1987. Old days, 80s. Well, dang. I graduated in 86. That would have made me 16, 17, because I started my first government job at the age of 17, and that's when I moved out. And Blackbird, I don't know what you're lording about. Yes, we unlock. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Again, this all goes back to this channel and to give back. Tampa Supreme, welcome. Happy Sunday. This is my Sunday picks. And I haven't even gotten to the last team, but I wanted to go back on the Commanders real quick because of and I think it's died down a little bit. But people talking about this photo of Jerry Jones. And if you go back, and I need to find the timestamp, the Honorable Judge Joe Brown spoke on that too. He highlighted that he was 14, and we don't know truly what was in the mind. We can speculate, but we weren't there. But he did highlight what our current president has said. And again, there are a lot of people that absolutely, Tampa, a lot of people here, and I'm not sure where you're from, and you don't have to put that in here. That's something I was doing at first intermittently, but because of doxing and how some people are actually sick in their heads, I don't want that for anybody. I mean, a lot of information is public, but you have people who actually will dig and purposely look for things. So I will never ask that again. If you choose to volunteer that, then that is on you, but that is something I will not ask. But keep in mind, and as I said earlier on this year, I had some issues. Carl Belton, you are well aware of them, as are many. And it took a while to get a lot of that straightened out. And the creator and good old LE took care of those messages and harassment. And when you see a little Facebook friend that pops up with the name of Michael on there, that's a very good friend of mine who is an MPD officer. So I don't need to go any further. For anybody who may think they want to get a little zesty and make any remarks, that would not be a smart move. And you also know Now I have direct connections to other people. So don't play games here. You did it earlier this year. I did what I needed to do. It would behoove you to continue to be quiet, and any of your minions fall in line and remain as you have been. You're welcome, but the disrespect and disparaging remarks, don't do that. Just don't do that. That's just my housekeeping. Not being mean, but there's so much going on. There's no need for that at all. Carl Belton. Yeah, it was wild and it still is. And unfortunately, Carl, prayers out for those that are going through that. I was dragged enough, and still people make comments. They don't even know me, and that's the sad part. But again, when you hear me on these broadcasts speaking like this is who I am. And yes, I did have associations with people, but you don't actually know certain things until you've been around for a bit and you have direct observations of certain behaviors. And when that happens, I leave. Again, I'm not going to speak on anyone's name. Those people know exactly what was done and said. There's no need to exhume any of that unless I feel compelled to do so. I've moved on, and in doing so, again, I don't care how small the chat is, I enjoy it, and others, when they leave, at least they'll have a smile or something positive to take away, and that is my goal. So back to Tampa. Redskins was a legendary name. It actually was. It's synonymous with the Washington, D.C. football team. However, because of some pushback and those feeling as though the name Redskins is offensive to the Native Indians, Native Americans, and again, that was half and half. Some did not find that offensive while others did. So they had a campaign and ended up changing the name. But as I said, if you look back at the history of the Washington football franchise itself and some of the people in the organization, if you're going to call out Jerry Jones and you want to be honest, you need to look back at that team. The word is in the house. The word. And the word, I didn't realize that you selected the Young Doe membership. With that, you already know your perks, but one you may not have known, and I had this before. I had my memberships earlier on this year, and it took, honestly, 6 months for YouTube to straighten all of that mess out. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not stressing anymore. So Thanksgiving, I believe, is when everything came back to how it was. So again, that brings me back to the scripture that I read earlier. Peace be still. You will drive yourself crazy when there are things you just cannot control. You do what you're supposed to do, and sometimes get out of your own way. And when it is meant to come up, it will. So the word with your membership, which is the Young Doe, if you want to sponsor or host, if you will, a topic and have a panel, that is a perk at your level. So anytime you are ready, Let me know. Gather the people that you want to have on the panel, and the podium is yours for as long as you need it. I think you can stream for two, perhaps 3 hours. So again, I've heard your lives. You do not use obscenities or anything like that. And I know you would not, well, I believe, just from your energy, that you would not do anything to jeopardize the integrity of this platform, because again, YouTube now, where were they when I was being dragged earlier this year? But now they ask you to rate your videos. They want to know if there's any content that may be disturbing to others, any talk about death, any type of hate speech, excuse me, strong profanity. So thank you, Carl Belton. Long time coming, but as I said, I'm extremely patient. So again, and that's another thing. Those that hit the panel, again, you're welcome, but you must just be respectful. You can be passionate. I don't have a problem with that. But there are some people I have seen for myself that will use other people's panels, and just the behavior is deplorable. Absolutely, to me, it's embarrassing. And I work hard for everything, my personal life and my professional life, and even doing this. So if you feel as though you want to curse like a sailor, you can do that, but you're not going to do it here. I mean, a few little Florida Evans comments, those I can deal with that. Light words I don't have a problem with, but the repetitive curse words, no, because you're not the ones that your ads will be either not accepted or they'll be limited because of the type of behaviors exhibited. So for those of you who are not aware of that, that is where you have to respect the platforms of others, because while you think that you're just expressing yourself, and again, I'm not trying to curtail anyone's freedom of speech, but when you're monetized, not just say for memberships or any super chats, you already know that YouTube will get their percentage, but you also have AdSense where ads run and you get a percentage of that. Well, if because certain language, certain speech is used, you won't get that. So it's a lot of little working parts in that. So just be mindful. Oh, I know the word. I know. And again, there are people out here that are experts, and I look at them, I listen to them. I don't know if Carcino was still in here. He's another one. He is somebody that I could just listen to. His storytelling is impeccable, and you'll just sit there and listening to the entire thing, and that is what captures and keeps an audience. So yes, the word, when you are ready, and I believe, where is he? We Unlock Nation is one of them, along with D. Jarrell. And I'd like to get him back as well to speak on relationships, but absolutely. Black. Oh no. Welcome, Black. Hold on, I meant to do this yesterday. Oh, there we go. Oh no, somebody, we may have to remove Black. Yes, he is, Blackbird. He is extremely hilarious. Love him, hate him, but he is absolutely hilarious. So again, the word, that is a perk that I implore you to take advantage of. So whenever you are ready to have a discussion, let me know. You should have my email already, and we'll go over it, and you make your connections, and we'll make it happen. And for those of you just coming in here, Black is one of them. My memberships are back on, and they are 99 cents, at least for the baby dough, and that will give you access to upcoming members only live streams. And if you've been in here before, you know that I've had the Honorable Judge Joe Brown and Papa Duck, as well as D. Darrell, Lorenzo Darden, Carcino for Life. We had Taiwan Gales. We also had Uncut from WWW Urban Radio, who is, thank you very much, Black, who is also from the DMV. So, who else did we have on here earlier this year? Anthony Uncut, where we did the alpha male. We had a huge lupus fundraiser that had about 7 people. And unfortunately, and this is no joke, welcome Black, the newest member. There's only one that I communicate with, and that is Carcino for Life. So say what you want. Carcino has been solid ever since I've known him. And I don't know him personally, but just solid. His storytelling, his knowledge of sports, even though he's not a Cowboys fan, I'm not going to hold that against him. He's just been solid. And we've had conversations. And again, I've had people who had to check me because I will get into my ways at times. We're human. We all do. But to me, and this is just my opinion, there were some foul things done. And again, I'm keeping that grenade, well, the pin in that grenade, and hopefully I will not have to detonate that. But if I have to, I will. So I'm just going to lay back and pray that things will blow over. But that is just something for people to keep in mind. Everybody is not who they say that they are. And we are all grown here, at least in age. Hopefully the wisdom matches the age, and you can see for yourself. And you should always make sure that what a person says aligns with behavior. And if you go back through any of my videos, you will see there is consistency. Have I gone off? Absolutely. Anytime you sit there and put dirt on my name, you lie on me, I'm going on you, and then I'll leave it alone. You can't continue to stay on things like that because you do yourself a disservice and you can't grow. And if you want to grow outside, and that's another thing people don't realize. When you deal with sponsorships, you deal with that entity outside of YouTube. You recognize them. Absolutely. You have their products. Absolutely. You advertise their products. Absolutely. But at the same time, you also establish a relationship with either them or their representatives. And a lot of people will vet you first. So they look at everything. And again, everybody at one point or time may leave a F-bomb or may say something that may be deemed unpopular to some. But when you exhibit behavior that could be damaging to a brand, especially someone that is in politics, that's a no-no. You won't find that here, and that is why that blessing was bestowed upon me. And not only that, a third broadcast. That's, to me, to be so small, unprecedented, and it's a blessing. So it's like a 2-for-1. So I'm not going to compromise how I am for anyone and starting any manufactured or perhaps real conflict with anyone. No, that's not going to happen here because I have other goals. So that is that for there. Absolutely, Blackbird. And you should. You should always support one another. And learn. You can learn something, honestly, from everyone, even if they're not popular. Welcome, Andrea Smith, another member. Much appreciated. Happy Sunday to you and happy December. And again, for those of you who do celebrate the holidays, happy holidays to you as well. I have my tree up, actually both of them. One of them needs some more ornaments. The only reason why I put that up is because my mother was so festive and loved decorating, and it kind of makes me smile when I see it, and it brings back good memories of her. So I'll do that. And then I have my little light up deer that's upstairs, so I'll bring those down sometime or another this week. And then maybe a couple of poinsettias, but that's about it for my decorations. But again, to those that celebrate, enjoy, embrace each moment, embrace the memories with your family, friends, loved ones. Even for those who may be doing this alone, find some joy. You may find joy in talking and communicating with those who may also be alone or experiencing loss or sadness. This isn't the greatest of times for many. Some may not even talk about it. They'll smile and laugh, but on the inside, they actually may be hurting. So just keep those things in mind, as well as being safe. Thank you, Carl Belton. You've been day one, so you are truly appreciated. Blackbird, I'm sorry, the word says Blackbird. I agree with a lot of what CW says. I think his delivery is wrong, though. because the type of attention he is getting, but he is a shock jock, but he called himself a con man. Absolutely the word. And unfortunately, there are a lot of evil people who will, because of positive messages, as you mentioned, with a delivery that may not be popular, that may not rub certain people the right way, that could potentially put you in harm's way. So if you are armed with the blood and you gird yourself with that protection and just have faith, you should be okay. But again, we all know life is a circle, and we all have stages. We are born, we mature, we grow, we go out on our own, we end up, well, some of us, taking care of our parents when they are no longer able to do for themselves. We have to, unfortunately, bear the brunt when they leave the world, but they will always be in our hearts and in our spirits. And we also become as our parents, where our children or extended family members or immediate family members will have to do the same for us before we leave this world. So again, it's a cycle. Life truly is short, too short for some of the ridiculousness and buffoonery that we see. But again, it all depends on your mindset. It all depends on your experiences, because some people don't experience the same thing. And we also have a lot of people who may front, if you will, or flex, or down others because there's something that's missing within. That's actually transparent, and many people don't realize that. So just keep those things in mind. I'm at an age where I've seen it, done it all, and oh my goodness, hold on for 1 second. My door is open. Oh, the little cardinal. Every time I see a cardinal or a blue jay, a praying mantis, or a ladybug, those are all things that my mother loved. I know that that's her spirit. And the word says blackbird, but a lot of stuff he says is right. I'm taking a long road. Yes, I mean, as I said, you can glean something from everyone. You may not agree with the delivery or how it's perceived. Some people may deliver a message or a thought, and it's received a different way that's intended. Just like people who interpret many scriptures in the Bible. I mean, you have so many different pastors out here. They may interpret a scripture one way while another will interpret the other way. That is why it is important that if you are a believer, that you have your own personal relationship with your Creator, with whom you speak to daily. I make it a practice pray before I leave, before I enter my vehicle, before I exit my vehicle, and before I return home, once I get home. And there are times I will cleanse my home with prayer. The main level, the upper level, the lower level, and out back, because there are spirits everywhere, not only in human form, but animals as well. And that is truth. Trust and believe. I don't know how many of you are really in touch with nature and wildlife, but I've noticed, especially with something as small as squirrels, they, if you allow them, will come super close. And there are a lot of times I will leave them pieces of bread or seeds out back, and I could literally feed them. There is a time where they would run from you. Animals can feel human spirit. They know evil and they know good, just like deer. I have been so close to so many deer in my day. As a matter of fact, my ex used to get so angry with me because I would give them the leaves of cabbage that were discarded, or like the tops, or perhaps the end clippings of carrots, because in the back of the yard, it was huge and wooded area. So I would leave it out there. I mean, they're animals. I mean, they're God's creatures as well. And one day we were in the kitchen and I heard this loud noise. Lace, what are you doing? I'm in the room watching TV. Like, what in the world are you yelling about? Come look outside. So I went out in the kitchen, opened up the door. There were about 12 to 13 deer, and one was a beautiful white deer. It was an albino deer. And the question was, do you see what you've done? Nope. You out there feeding one, they brought their whole damn family. And I'm looking over like, you haven't missed a meal. So if I can feed you, I can feed the animals as well. So that's just a little story, but they can feel your spirit. You can't get close to certain animals. They'll run. I don't have a lot of those problems. It's humans that I have issues with. And it's only because I believe in energy and what you release in the universe. Always have, always will. That's something that my mom taught me. And like I said, I used to think of her as really bizarre because so many things she said that I didn't understand at the time, but I knew she was serious. That, as I said before, I believe yesterday or day before, not even 24 hours, what she said, and it wasn't a prediction, it was just general conversation. It would come to pass, and I'm starting to I don't know if it's a gift or not, to be honest, but I have those same feelings. So I don't speak a lot on those. I just watch and I'm like, wow. So connections with spirits through people and or animals are real, and spirits can feel one another. Wait a minute, Carl. The word says yes. My wife calls me Snow White. I play with squirrels and had a skunk for little homie. It used to come to my apartment door and I'd feed it and rub it. I miss living there. Well, the word, we have some skunks too, but this skunk that I'm talking about is actually a different kind of skunk. It is what you may call a loud skunk, and I'll leave it right there. Carl Belton says, beautiful nature and wildlife. It is. That is why I love to go to the mountains and just look, especially in the ponds and the waters, to see the different types of fish. And I'll see frogs and sometimes little turtles and just how they interact. And Carl Belton says, Southeast DC wildlife is a different story. Carl, you ain't whistling Dixie. As a matter of fact, I have to go to Southeast today. I do not know how I'm going to maneuver that. Well, actually, I do. I think I am going to leave at 4. That should give me enough time to get down there and back, because I do not want to miss not one moment of the Colts and Cowboys. But yes, I will definitely be in DC. I've got this witness subpoena, and unfortunately, this building is a secured building, and it's a nice day out. It is 41 degrees, and as I said, my door is open. So it's a little bit chilly, but it's bearable. Hopefully, I'll be able to get in, and hopefully, it is not a stale address, and I can get this done. These are one of the types of subpoenas I really don't like. It's not that the person is in trouble at all. They just want the individual to appear for a deposition as a witness for 2 other parties. And a lot of people don't want to get involved. So I understand that, because quite honestly, there's certain things I wouldn't want to get mixed up into. But unfortunately, if you are deemed a witness to an accident or some type of issue that's happened on the job and you're named, more than likely you will be called in to testify. And there are people that will run from that. I've actually had to track people down at their jobs to get it done. So that's what I will be doing at 4, so I can get back. So I'll listen to some on the radio. And a little trucky truck. But yes, I will be watching the Commanders and Giants. These big eyes will be glued, and I will be I may even pop back on or posting on my community wall. What did Carl Belton say? I seen a squirrel eating chicken wings with mumbo sauce on it. Where, Carl? At what is that place off of 17th Street? That's been there forever. Eddie Leonard's. Now, back before I became a vegan, and when I was serving papers, crazy, this was like maybe 3-4 years ago, Eddie Leonard's was the place to go. Now, I didn't do the wings, but I would get the egg rolls. I would order egg rolls, shrimp fried rice, and half and half. The lemonade, half lemonade and half tea. That was my go-to. Chicken wings. Yeah, you may find that, Carl. No joke. I know you're laughing, but no joke. Black says, what kind of profession do I do? Let's just say it's legal related. Plus, I do vegan baking as well. That's why I can't come on as much as I would like to. I believe you, Carl. I've seen a lot of things. I was on 13th Street in Northwest one night, and there was a skunk in the middle of the road. Black, I have actually some videos up, at least I believe they're still up, of some of the things that I've had to do. Some things I don't talk about, but just say it's legal related. There was a skunk in the middle of the street, Carl, and that thing, his back hairs bristled up. And I said, let me make sure my windows are up, because I don't know if you ever had to endure or get a whiff of skunk spray. That odor will last for miles. Somebody hit one year, and I swear that, oh my God, that pungent aroma, if you will, did not leave my nose for at least an hour or two. And that is just from driving by it. So can you imagine if you were actually sprayed with it? That's crazy. But that's their defense mechanism. All animals have them. One that I have truly, truly love is watching the ducks by the administration building by the Upper Marlboro Courthouse. There's a huge circular pond, and they're mallard ducks, I believe, and they're so beautiful. You won't find me playing with those, though. I know what to play with and what not, because those ducks and those beaks will snap your fingers off. And that is why there is a huge sign posted, do not feed nor play with the ducks. And you have some that'll try to do it anyway. And to me, it's absolutely absurd, because it's right across the street from the courthouse. So you take a chance and do that in front of a courthouse, you're on your own. You'll be missing a limb, because those ducks don't play, and they're beautiful to watch their little families go across the highway. Sometimes you have the father, the mother, and the 3 or 4 little ones, and it's a crime if you even try to hit them. And there's some cruel people out there, but no, they sometimes will take their time going across the street, and they will hold traffic up, but you must wait. But it's actually so very beautiful to watch. So nature, if that's something you enjoy, is extremely peaceful, and it puts life into perspective, especially trees. Trees have a lot of value in the leaves, how they change, how you can see little buds, how you can see actual nature being nourished from trees. So there's a lot out there that can bring you joy. You just have to have an open mind to it. But those are my picks for today's NFL Week 13. And tomorrow, Monday night, Victory Monday, we'll have the dusty New Orleans Saints, who are at 4-8, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are sitting at 5-6. That actually should be a good game. And I think, hold on, what did Andrea say? When my friend fish ducks walk up to humans and feed them. See, a lot of them, again, it really depends on your spirit. But they are so beautiful. The mallard ducks are so beautiful. All of them are. Carl Belton, the big old male. Them big old male goose don't play. They will chase you if they feel threatened. And that's the thing. If they feel threatened, and that's what a lot of dogs will do as well. Okay, Carl, you're going with the Bucks. I think I'm going to follow suit and go with the Bucks as well. Not because I don't like a certain person, but the Saints are iffy. So those are my selections. I will come back, especially during halftime at the 1 o'clock games, which are about to begin momentarily. So Commanders, even though I can't stand you, you are going to be my paramour today. You must beat the Giants for several reasons. And we shall see. And again, later on tonight, I didn't even realize, to be honest, and this is bad. Like I said, it's been a busy week. I did not even realize that the Cowboys were playing tonight. I thought it was a 4 o'clock game. So I had to rearrange my schedule. So I will begin my trivia. I have it set for 10. But if the game is over before then, and if it goes favorable, I will begin the trivia before then. So it's a monetization membership little shindig in December trivia for those who are interested. And I haven't decided yet if I'll do any random cash apps. I may or may not. It really depends. There's something that I have wanted to do closer to Christmas time, to try to bless a couple of families. So I have to pray on that and see how I will handle it. But those are my plans as far as that's concerned. And thank you to everyone that has stopped by. Again, thank you to all of my members. Thank you to the subscribers and mods. Thank you so very much for protecting the integrity of this platform. allowing things to run smoothly and to limit negativity from coming over. And again, we all go through storms, sad times. Honestly, I'm sad right now. I woke up sad, and it's only because missing my mom during the holidays. But I know, and she said this before transitioning, that it's a part of life, and you have to go on. So to pay homage and to honor that wish, that's something that I have to do. Even though it's difficult, it has to be done. Business doesn't stop, work doesn't stop, life doesn't stop until it's truly your time. So that is how it goes. Carl says, I was minding my business, coming off a lunch break. I must got close to his male Gustav. I wish I could see that in film. I would be in stitches. Yes, Cowboys Nations, stand up. So I will be in rare form tonight, and they better not drop the ball with the Colts. But we've seen what the Colts have done. So right now, I'm in good spirits. I'll let you know around 6-ish if that's changed, if my gut is telling me anything different. But again, mods, thank you so much for allowing these platforms to go smooth and for welcoming in those that come in and those that drop their links. Thank you for sharing those and going over to sub up to them. Because even though there are some that say, I want you to grow, blah, 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 we see how that goes. They want you to sub up to them, but it's not reciprocated. So choose wisely, but those that do drop their links, from what I've seen, they are absolutely cool people with positive content. And it's worth at least checking them out. And if you like what you see and or hear, sub up. And if you're not quite sure, you can always like the video. Likes are free. Black, what are you laughing at? I know you aren't laughing at that, me talking about my Cowboys. You may be talking or laughing about some of these things on these YouTube streets. Now, I may not say a lot, but these peepers are not big for nothing. They help me in my professional and personal life. And I see a lot here on these YouTube streets. So you are a Colts fan. Let me see if I can find something for Black. Let me see really quickly before this game comes on. Colts fan, huh? Let me see. No, that's too early for that. Colts fan. Colts fan. Colts fan. Where is it? Oh, here we go. This is for you, Black. So you make sure that you don't come in here like Blackbird talking mad stuff about the Cowboys. Because remember, the Cowboys are 8-3, and your Colts are 4-7-1. And according to the depth chart, you don't look too good right now. But that's just my assessment. I could be wrong. Carl Belton just threw eggs, tomatoes. He just threw an omelet at you, Black. Yes, Black, you didn't know? Let me repeat that for you. You are 4-7-1. I don't think you've been here long enough, but I talk a lot of stuff. Oh, Blackbird just came back. We just fumbled. You're starting off wonderful, Blackbird. And as I said, I have a song for you. I'm just waiting for the end. As a matter of fact, let me cut this bad boy on because I did not plan to be on here earlier, but after that Jerry Jones dialogue, I had to make sure to let people know that the Washington organization, they have their issues too. And if you want to be fair and call it down the middle, you may want to investigate some of the things that have gone on there, not only to the players, some former players, but some current personnel that are still holding front office positions. And I would say they're in their positions. How can I put this diplomatically? They're in their positions to balance the scales. And I'll leave it at that. They are critical thinkers here in this chat, so I don't need to elaborate on that. But those who truly know the Washington history will know exactly what I'm speaking about. Look at those who are coaches, as I said, offensive line coaches, defensive line coaches, and special teams. Look at those. Look at the careers of some of the quarterbacks. Even the beloved number 30, Ryan Mitchell, went to the Eagles for a while and returned. Remember, RG3 and Alfred Morris. You couldn't beat that combo. Where are they now? So keep that in mind before you start attacking one for a photograph. Look at the entire history of not just one, but many. And then have an honest dialogue that is inclusive of everything, not just one person, but others as well. So with that, you all enjoy this first half of the games. And again, Commanders, get out there and serve the Giants, please, so we can make a few people go away at least for a couple of days. You all be safe, be well, and be healthier. Again, thank you to all of my new members and Super Chat. Truly, truly appreciate it. And again, it is my plan tonight to do the trivia after the Dallas game. And I know a lot of people will probably be going live, and we already know how it is on the YouTube streets. People gravitate to the excitement, if you will. So I'm still going to have the trivia. If you want to come back during the replay, put your responses in the comments. That is fine too. Or if you decide you want to toggle backwards and forth, that is fine too. I'm still going to do this because this is something that I do each month. So everyone enjoy your Sunday. Be safe, be well, and you know the rest. Absolutely, Carl Belton. Be healthier. And this is one of the few times you'll ever hear me say this, but let's go Commanders. And I will see and or speak to you all virtually again really soon. Bye for now. And again, thank you for tuning in. Take care all.